Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon, your name?
Austin is. Yeah.
I'm assuming most of these are show causes.
Yes.
Are any of these new files, Ms. Jasmine?
Not that I have, no.
So, sir, these are a bunch of old cases that you're sitting in jail on because you owe money on them and you didn't bother to show up for the show cause hearing.
I never received no paper. No, I never received no paperwork on the show cause to even show up. I never received nothing. I never knew nothing. I've been had these warrants for the longest and never knew nothing about them.
Sir, that is your responsibility to make sure the court knows what your address is. Let me tell you where they went. South Street in Otsego.
Yes, I never received them there. But yes, that is
Now,
my
where you
address.
live?
I never received. Yep.
Are you working?
Yeah, I am actually.
So do you want to make payments or do you want to sit in jail? I'll leave it up to you.
No, I make payments. I'll make payments again. I can do probably $10 a month each one.
I think that's a little below their minimum, but you'd be surprised how low they're willing to go. I will tell you this, well, I thought these were all just traffic. You know, traffic, you usually always get PR bonds. If you're falling this far behind, you're not gonna get PR bonds if you get new traffic matters. You understand that?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna release you on these old cases. I'm gonna set these out in 90 days. All right?
Okay.
You either start making
sir.
payments and then you won't even have to come back at the 90-day mark. But come back at the 90-day mark and haven't made any payments, we're gonna have to talk about a different plan other than releasing you from jail, all right?
Okay.
But you're all set. If this is the only thing that you had today, then I don't have anything else that indicates that you should still be in jail, so.
All right.
Right. They're in jail. What's your name, sir?
Tanner Russell Fountain.
All right, Mr. LaFountain. All right, this is an older file, 230301 SM. This is a show cause, Mr. Safety, so I don't believe that you would have
That's correct.
addressed this at all. Okay. All right, Mr. LaFountain. It looks like you're here because you still owe the court some restitution from an older conviction. Is that correct?
Honestly, I don't know. I thought it was shoplifting. I don't know what I didn't. It's shoplifting from 2023 that I never got busted on. I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is that you're correct. It was a shoplifting charge, but you were ordered to pay restitution when you were sentenced in that case. It looks like you had, let's see, maybe $533 ordered back then that you were supposed to be paying back to the court in payments. Do you remember that?
And is this about glass getting broken, Van Buren?
Looks like this would have been,
Oh, anything.
this was a shoplifting from, I'm trying to see if I've got, the offense date was in January of 2023. It looks like it was by the Allegheny County Sheriff's Department. So I don't know what you've got going on in Van Buren. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you have a balance here with the court that you're supposed to be on a payment plan for. And you need to be making regular payments against this.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yes, it's kind of hard though to find a job, and I have a felony for explosives on my record.
Okay.
It is.
I appreciate that, but listen, you have got to be on some kind of a payment plan. Our court will work with you. We will make these payments as low as we possibly can to help you keep chipping away at this, but it's still owed. Do you understand that?
Yeah, like would $100 a month work?
Well, what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna release you from jail. If this is the only thing holding you there, I don't know if you have anything else. As far as this case, this theft, this shoplifting case here in Allegan County, if this is all that's holding you, you're gonna get out today, but you have to call the district court and get a payment plan set up again. Do you understand?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right. Otherwise, every 90 days or so, you're gonna come up as still being in arrears. You've got to be making some amount of payment on this regularly, okay?
Okay,
All right. So if you get released today, as soon as you can, give the district court a call. You'll talk to a lady named Mary Jo, and they will get you set up with a payment plan that you need to follow, okay?
okay.
All right.
Okay.
You are all set then today, sir.
Okay. Huh?
You're all set.
Oh, okay. You give me the number for district court. All right, thank you.
All right, this is a citation. It was issued on June 3rd this year on 12th Street there, Gunplain Township, Allegan County, state of Michigan, for improper lane use. Ms. Coulter, you're here on this citation to do one of three things. First is you could admit responsibility to the citation, or two, you could admit responsibility, but you'd like to provide some sort of explanation to court as to how or why that happened. Or three, you wish to contest the citation. In other words, fight the ticket at what we call informal hearing. What were you looking to do?
Fight the ticket.
All right. The first thing I'm going to do is swear you both in. You go ahead and raise your right hands. Swear or affirm anything you testify to here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Deputy, I probably need you to take yourself off mute so I can hear you say yes.
I do.
All right. And you as well, Ms. Coulter, right? It makes a lot more sense for me to start with the deputy. He has the burden to establish to me why you were issued this citation in the first place. But after that, you'll have an opportunity to either ask questions or testify on your own behalf, all right? And with that, deputy, you want to pick up the narrative somewhere where it makes sense, explain the issuing of this citation.
Yes, Your Honor. On June 3rd, approximately 3 p.m. in the afternoon, I responded to a multi-vehicle crash near the area of 12th Street in M89, Gunplain Township. Information was received that 3 cars received rear end damage. Check that. 2 cars received rear end damage, with another vehicle receiving front end damage. I got to the area. I had multiple units in the area that made contact with the drivers. I made contact with Anna after making contact with the other drivers, where Anna stated that she was northbound on 12th Street approaching M89, where there was backed up traffic, to go straight or turn right, where she used the left turn, immediate left turn lane to pass those vehicles that were yielding to a red stoplight. While doing so, she proceeded in the immediate left turn lane, passing multiple vehicles that were waiting for a green light, in a vehicle that made a right turn in front of her, also using improper lane use, entered the left turn lane in front of her, in which a crash occurred, pushing the second driver into another vehicle that led to another crash in front of the other crash. So it was a little chain reaction crash where I found 2 drivers at fault for this crash with improper lane use. Anna believed that she was in the right, giving the backup traffic, where she proceeded through the left turn lane to get to the left turn on M89 at the red light.
Okay, just so I understand though, you're saying that these vehicles in the left-hand turn lane were not intending to go left.
Anna was intending to turn left at M89, but she entered the left turn lane to proceed to get to the traffic signal prior to the entrance of the left turn lane. So there's the.
So she got into it early before there was actually a left-hand turn lane. She was out of northbound traffic trying to get there. All right.
Correct.
And then and another car was in front of her also doing the same thing.
The other vehicle was pulling out of a gas station parking lot on the north, check that, southeast corner of the roadway on 12th Street. Instead of making an immediate right turn, he decided to skip the first lane available and skipped into the immediate left turn lane, in which impeded on her flow going into the left turn lane, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
Sure. And then the third vehicle, what happened to the third vehicle? I'm following you so
Um,
far. Why
So
these two
Anna crashed. Anna crashed into a pickup truck. The pickup truck crashed into the rear end of the third vehicle, which proceeded to cause another crash in front of the other vehicle.
All right. And Ms. Cutler, what is it you'd like to tell me?
I was traveling down 12th Street, and as the officer stated in his report 2 times, traffic was congested at the intersection. Traffic in the right lane was stopped with a red light for their lane, causing that lane to be backed up past the entrance of the gas station where the accident occurred. Because it was backed up that far, I got into the left turn lane, which had a green light and was clear of traffic, to complete my turn onto M89. The traffic law, which the officer referenced in the ticket, states, on a roadway that is divided into 3 lanes and provides for 2-way movement of traffic, a vehicle must not be operated in the center lane except under any of the following circumstances. If overtaking and passing another vehicle traveling in the same direction, and the center lane is clear of traffic within a safe distance, in preparation for a left turn, if the center lane is allocated exclusively to traffic moving in the same direction, the vehicle is proceeding in the allocation is designated by official traffic control devices. So according to this, nothing I did violated the law, therefore I should not have been ticketed for improper lane use.
All right, Ms. Cutler, before we get to your argument, what I thought the deputy told me is you actually sort of got into what would become the left-hand lane before there was a left-hand lane. That's the lane violation.
There's always a left hand.
In other words, you were premature in getting over because the left-hand lane hadn't started yet. That's my understanding of what the deputy said you did wrong.
It's the length of
The-
12th Street.
The left-hand lane runs the length of 12th Street.
Okay, so deputy, essentially what she's telling me is there always is, in other words, I want you to clarify what I am assuming is, I thought what you said is essentially she moved over left, but left-hand lane didn't exist yet for some time.
Yes, so the immediate left turn lane existed on 12th Street. So she proceeded through the immediate left lane turn to get to the intersection of 89 and 12th Street. So before the entrance was accessible on 12th Street to 89, she was using the immediate left turn lane that is available to pass the traffic that was congested on 12th Street and 89.
And ma'am, that's the improper lane, not what you're reading to me.
The lane.
Do you understand what he's saying you did wrong?
No, I don't understand.
Okay, I can have him explain it again, but essentially what you're doing is entering that space before there is a left-hand lane because traffic is backed up and you want to sort of pass some of those cars up. And so you're entering a lane before you should because of where the lane starts and ends. But I'll have the deputy try to articulate it again so that I want you two to be sure you're talking about the same thing, what he's calling the lane violation, because what you read to me is different. That's after you actually get to where the different lanes are designated.
So there's a northbound lane, there's a southbound lane, and then there's immediate left turn lane. There was not an immediate left turn made. It was to proceed through past congested traffic, in which I had to find someone at fault responsible for this crash. At the time of the crash, you entered the left turn lane without making an immediate left turn, proceeded past the congested traffic, in which someone else created a lane violation, causing another crash.
So, Ms. Cutler, here's the improper lane use. The lane you're in is for making the immediate left turn. It's not for getting to where you want to get to faster because the lane that you should be in is all blocked up with cars. That's the reason. You're using the lane for a purpose other than what it's intended for. Does that make sense?
No.
And so that's the argument of why you're in improper lane use. You were using that lane for a purpose other than making your immediate left turn.
And she was nodding yes, and whoever is coaching her said no.
It was only about 200 feet south of the left turn lane. It wasn't.
Okay, but what I mean is you can't even do it for a little bit. That lane is specifically for a purpose. You're using it for another purpose. That's why it's improper lane use.
Does it say in the law that you can't be so far back from the opening point of the left turn lane?
Well, ma'am, here's what I am saying to you. There is a purpose for the left-hand turn lane, i.e. making left-hand turns. If you're in the left-hand turn lane for any other purpose other than making a left-hand turn, you're not using the lane in its proper intended purpose. Therefore, you would be improper lane use. All right. So, and here's what I would tell you. For purposes of informal hearing, I would find the deputy has met the elements for this. If you wish to have a hearing that would involve the other drivers testifying, you can go to what's called formal hearing. In other words, I'm finding you responsible on this ticket, given your testimony and testimony of the defendant, of the deputy. But because you had a contested hearing, you do have a right to say, I don't agree with what just happened there. I want to go to formal hearing. Formal hearing is in front of the district court judges with the prosecutor's office, but they would call other witnesses. If you wish to do that, you must do two things after today's date. One is you must ask for that formal hearing within 7 days of today's date. That window of opportunity closes. And secondly, you must come in and post the cash bond in the same amount as the fine to guarantee your appearance. If you do those two things, you'll have essentially another bite at the apple, with other people being able to testify who were at scene when it happened. The deputy, when there's a crash, are always responding after the fact and then trying to piece together what happened. But those are your rights on appeal. Do you understand that?
I have one more question though. I was using the lane to immediately turn left.
You can't make argument after the ruling. Do you have a question about your rights on appeal?
No.
All right. Then you would either accept this finding and then you would need to make arrangements to pay for the fines and costs, or move forward with what's next, what's called a formal hearing. But to do that, you must do those two things. All right. I'm going to go ahead and release parties. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Kimmel, are you able to hear me? You want to take yourself off mute so we'd be able to hear you?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep. All right, so this says on June 10 of this year on M89 there in the city of Plainwell that you were driving while license suspended. That is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and or $500 fines and costs. Knowing that, do you wish to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty to that charge at this time?
I did not know that my license were suspended.
Okay, ma'am, that's not an element of the crime. Would you, are you saying you would like to enter a plea of guilty or not guilty at this time?
Not guilty.
All right. Now, should that go all the way to trial? Would you like that trial to be in front of a juror or in front of a judge?
Jury.
All right. You can continue to represent yourself for free like you are today, or you could always hire an attorney. I'm going to give you a PR bond or personal recognizance bond, so you do not need to post any money. We're essentially trusting you that you'll keep coming back to court, but that is no driving without a valid driver's license. Is this a good address for you on Pine Road?
Yes.
All right, then you are all set. You will get a next court date for courtroom B in front of Judge Belargin, along with new Zoom instructions that'll be sent out to your address there. But we are all set for what we need to do here today. You can go ahead and go.
Thank you.
All right.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.